Started. My name is Alex. I have a YouTube and Instagram Love Sugar show. So I want to thank everyone for joining us for the show today. We have a lot of awesome questions to go over and just a lot of fun things to come. So thank you for joining me for the interview.
Yeah, thank you for your interest.
So the first question that I ask anyone that I ever interview is how's everything going, not just in your music life, but also in your personal life as well?
Yeah, I'm very blessed, I would say, because even though I'm a woman and but I got it all. I have to say that, of course, I had to sacrifice a lot of years uh, to raise my family, but I still have a family and I have also my music career. So I think it's very, very um, I would say I'm very successful in that way. So I can have both, even though maybe my career suffered a lot because I had to split it time between family and music. But I've been composing all the time anyway, even though I couldn't like go on stage and perform and do some other things, but I never stopped my musical work anyway. So I think it's going great.
Well, family is really important, so I
Yeah.
think you definitely win there.
Yes.
So now that the album's already out, released, I have to ask, how does it feel now that you know it's like done, it's out?
I think I can see a lot of interest to this particular album. I mean, I release albums every year, and sometimes I expect a great interest, and I'm a bit disappointed, and sometimes I don't expect that much, and I receive more feedback than I expected. So yeah, I think this one is going really well. I have already like a bunch of good publicity,
Mhm.
and yeah, I'm happy with how it's been going.
For sure. So normally I listen to like metal music and things. So when I listen to this album, I'm like, this is so nice. It was so relaxing and it was just very beautiful. And it's something that I feel like I haven't listened to like an album like this in a while. So I'm like, I really miss this type of music.
Well, I'm very. This is basically something that excites me the most. That yes, did realize. David Brennan told me that you interview metal bands, and I looked at your YouTube channel. It's very nice, and but I'm thinking, yeah, I am different, but and that's why it is more is even more exciting for me that you expressed an interest and that you say you like it, so I appreciate it.
Yeah, my musical taste honestly is anywhere from like classical all the way to like 60s, 70s, 80s heavy metal. So when I listened to this, I'm like, wow, this is really nice. It was very calming and I don't know, it just put me in like a peaceful mood. Is that something that you are trying to incorporate in this album?
Oh, well, comparing my even most active tracks that I think they're most active to like heavy metal, for example. You cannot compare it because, or like some real fusion tracks, you cannot really compare it because even my most active tracks sound more relaxing than. So it's I think because of the style is based, of course, on classical music because I've been trained as a classical pianist. And
Mhm.
I think all that influence of Bach and Mozart and Chopin and Beethoven and all those classical composers, it's in my blood. It's in my, in me. So when I compose, I don't try to compose in certain style. I just
Mhm.
uh, in my head, in my soul, there are all those influences that I hear, and sometimes I hear something different, and I never copy anything, but influence. everybody is influenced by something always. So influences, they are processed through, through everything. It's um, like a tea strainer, right? You strain your tea, and you get all the like leaves behind, and the tea is in a cup. So that's how the influences are processed usually in my case. So that's why I have, even though I've been raised as a classical musician, professional in professional setups, professional schools, but
Hmm.
I early I started to be interested in other styles, in
Yeah.
pop music, rock music, and jazz and everything. So basically, I think it was just my desire, and not every classical musician is interested in other styles. I guess it's just it was my path. I guess I was interested, and I studied those styles, even though at first I didn't like them.
Yeah.
I mean, I just uh, I sometimes will say this because it was really like funny when I first bought the little vinyl of the Beatles, and I put it on my turntable, and the drums started to. I think it was uh, "Let It Be" or "I Can't Buy Love" or something. The Beatles, and I got scared. I didn't turn it off, but I went to another room because I was intimidated. But anyway, what I had a desire to understand why people like that kind of music.
Okay, so like the thought process behind it.
Yeah, yeah. I thought maybe, well, if people who really like that music, they're not wrong. Maybe I am wrong that I don't like it, and why they like it. And I finally, yes, I did like it, all of those styles. But like you said, you
Yeah.
don't care what kind of style it is for as long as it is a good music, right?
Yeah.
It can, yeah.
I totally get you though. I think it's just like I'm not maybe I'll get canceled over this, but I'm not a huge fan of the Beatles either. Like I don't understand it, but I know a lot of people do, and that's okay.
Ah, yeah, well, yes, and the people don't have to like everything. But like I say, some people are more open-minded and some people are close-minded. So I always been open-minded. So, but that's why I kind of like, I got a lot of uh, processed influences from different styles. And every album that I have is a bit different. So, for
Yeah.
example, I think if you like the Rosendahl's Garden, you probably will like all of my albums, but I would recommend the previous year release, Scenes from the Dark Ages.
Hmm.
That's more into prog rock than this one, but you
Hmm.
might like it. If you listen to that one, um, especially because, but it's based on medieval. Even though I didn't use any medieval tunes, I compose my all my tunes. So, but it has a medieval feel.
So who inspired this album? Were there any like CDs or artists that inspired you?
Oh no! Well, at this point, I'm not inspired to create an album by any kind of different albums or different musicians or different music. By this time, I'm just like I already know what I want.
Yeah.
But the Rosendahl's Garden is definitely very Swedish album because it's with Swedish musicians recorded in Sweden and about Sweden.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the only not Swedish person there is me. Everything else is Swedish.
Yeah, and I want to talk about the studio that you
Yeah.
chose. I actually didn't know that Benny had his own studio. Was that
Mhm.
like intimidating to record there, or was it more inspiring?
Yeah, well, it's the studio. Well, Benny chose that piano, that Fazioli that I recorded. So he recorded his piano solo album on that piano. and their videos. So basically, that was really nice. But in a sense, when you are in a studio, uh, even though there were like some instruments that ABBA used, like a white synthesizer or whatever. So even
Yeah.
though that you see that, and you don't really feel like you are in presence of ABBA or Benny Anderson. Um,
Oh,
but the sound engineer, Lynn Fidel, she Benny chosen her like some years ago. He's chosen her to actually build that studio in a
oh,
warehouse. Like, so he decided that she would be a manager. She would build that studio for him. So I think she studied with his son, some like music engineering, and so basically it's. And we already met with Lynn like in 2011 when we were in Denmark, and then we decided to go like through like Sweden and like on a loop. And visited Sweden, visited Stockholm, and actually we're always when we go anywhere, my husband and I, we always check the studios everywhere. So we did actually meet with Lynn. She was younger, and we visited that studio. And then I did talk to Svante Henderson, cellist and bassist, the same year, I think. And I really liked his how he plays, and I kind of thought maybe we can work together, but it never materialized uh, until 2024 when
mm-hmm.
I kind of like I went back in my back of my mind. I always had that Samantha Henderson as a person who I am interested, musician who I am interested in, and then I just thought maybe we can work together. And then I thought, well, if we record, we're gonna record in Sweden.
Yeah.
And he recommended the drummer. So, and I created the whole like album. And I decided to, well, I always like concept albums. For
Hmm.
me, it's a storytelling. It's very important for me.
Yeah.
I know music can be just music. You don't have to know what it's about, and but still, I'm really inspired by the images that I try to express in my music, images and feelings and everything. Whatever I kind of like process everything through myself and express it in the sound the best way I can. So basically, and when I thought about the concept of this album, of course, I thought, well, it's finally I'm recording with Svante, finally I'm recording in Sweden. Why
Yeah.
don't I record about Sweden? Because we've been there quite a few times, and so it was like we visited all those places.
Yeah.
So I had the feelings about all those places and experiences. So yeah, it was very logical way to to do this.
So when you were like kind of creating the album, were you thinking about these places like that you
Yeah,
visited in Sweden?
Of course, of course. Like, uh, yes, I like I say, like we've been to like that natural reserve, Storanda Natural Reserve, for example, and it's not the one that is for public. It's just completely. It's even closed. It's just completely nature. So
Oh,
there's like a road which is closed. It's well, like you could drive on it, but you can't because it's all closed right now. So we walked, and it's a very big place. But and even though there's a road there, there's complete wilderness.
oh wow. So it kind of has like a nature and it's not untouched by buildings or concrete or anything
No,
like that.
not no, just that road which was maybe used for a while, and then they closed it for like
Mhm.
some years. So it's completely like wild, and so definitely when I was trying to express this in the music, all those sounds of
Mhm.
nature and the feel. Um, yeah. I mean, things like that. And, uh, you know, I had, I don't know if you have, do you have the real, the physical CD?
I don't know.
Oh, I mean, if you want to, we can get you one.
Yes, I would love that.
Yes, sure, sure. I'm going to talk to David Brennan.
Awesome. I would love
So,
that. I'm old school. I love having the physical copies, but I know everything is digital nowadays,
yeah.
but it just you can't match that CD in your hand.
No. Well, I always, well, it's expensive, but I try to produce physical CD for just always produce physical CD. We'll try to do it for as long as I can afford it. And,
Yeah.
it's getting more expensive. But if you want to, I can send you this one and even like Scenes from Dark Ages.
That would be awesome. I love adding stuff to my collection. So,
Sure, sure. And I have the notes, liner notes in that CD, which I uh, write about each track.
hmm.
Not much, but like kind of like, but usually I do like I say storytelling, and if I have any story, like some of my records, so they are based on the stories. Like
Oh, wow.
Adventures of the Wildflower is about uh, you know the story. Lonely Man and His Fish is a story that I created, and um, something else, um, but anyway, if I don't have a coherent story, I might just do the some kind of poetic notes about trucks. I mean, I don't have to do this, but it makes me excited that so like the package, like painting the pictures, um, for the artwork, and uh, doing of course the music. That's music is prior, of course. This is,
Yes.
but everything else is kind of like another angle of expressing what I want to express with the album.
Honestly, I love that because it adds a little bit of customization, so you get like something extra. So that's really cool. I love that you put that little personal touch on it. Is that something you've done like from your first albums, or is it like something new that you just started doing?
Uh, I My first several albums, I didn't do that, but I well, the writing about the tracks started from the Glass Song album, which is was released in 2013, I think, and the promoter, he asked me, "Can you write something about each track?" And I did, and then he said, "Well, it sounds good." So I published it in the booklet, and then I recorded in 2014. I recorded Lions album, Lions, and it had a story also. The story how I become a lioness
Oh, okay.
and how live with lions and how so it's but then I thought what can and I was looking for photograph because my first albums were like photographs. um,
Mhm.
the Cold Sun, Grass Catching the Wind, Glass Song, nice photographs, but then I could not find anything that would work with lions. I
Yeah.
even went to the zoo and we observed lions. Like there were two lions there, lion and lioness, and
Yeah.
I made pictures, but nothing would. I had nothing that would really work
Yeah.
for me for my story. And then I decided to paint because I do paint, not professionally, of course,
Yeah.
amateurly. I've always been painting, um, not that much because I'm a musician. Painting is just sometimes. And I painted the cover, and I mean, I don't pretend to be a painter, artist. I know it might be. It's like in today's view might be naive. I'm just kind of painting the way I can. I don't try to be original or try to create something new.
Yeah, for sure.
Just Well, like I painted that Rosenthal's garden like it was the best I could.
Well, honestly, I mean, that's the great thing about art. There's no rules. Like sometimes I use a lip brush for my eyeshadow because it works. Like there's no rules in art. You can do whatever you want, and that's kind of the beautiful thing about it.
Yeah, as long as yeah, well, I don't like I myself, I'm not an abstract artist, not in music, not in painting, not in anything. It's just like kind of, I'm not super hyper realist either, but it's just to me, I mean, I'm very, very professional. I studied all the styles in classical music and all the styles in the other styles of music genres. But so I have great knowledge about all of it. But I'm not listening to avant-garde music, even though I know it. Well, I think it's with avant-garde,
Hmm.
um, like Schoenberg and others, uh, the classical music died pretty much. To my opinion, it's just there's no way to go after that. It's just like a wall, brick wall, and there's only like backward, going backward. You cannot go any. Um, the same, I think, happens with jazz when jazz becomes completely like noise.
Yeah.
I think it's a death of, because I don't know. There are maybe people who like it, but I personally never met them.
That's true. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I don't think I've met any. I mean, I love classical music. I like love all of the old stuff, like Vivaldi and
Uh-huh.
Beethoven, and yeah, I can get down.
Yeah. Well, because there's a melody, there's a logic in it, there's a feeling in it, and when just like saxophone player start like blowing whatever comes to mind, and the drummer does whatever comes to. There's no logic, there's no feeling, there's no image. It's just like noise, and I don't know who might like it.
Yeah.
Maybe there's like people who there's always like something for everybody, I guess. But I think it's very important to have um, melody
Hmm.
and harmony, and sometimes you might venture into more avant-garde-ish, like if it's a free soul, or yeah. But those things should not be only things. That they should kind of like a jewelry, like clothes that
Hmm.
wear different pieces of clothes, different jewelry, and you don't dress yourself with just jewelry.
Yeah. And do you incorporate that when you're creating the album as
Yeah,
well?
yeah. There are a lot of free solos in the Rosenthal's garden, uh,
Hmm.
where we don't play anything from. We just play freely and listen to each other. Um,
Okay.
yeah, that's just something that when the musicians are really in tune with each other and they're good musicians, uh, even though it's free and it's not by any chords or by any like structure. uh, I design my structures, so I say, okay, and here's we're gonna do the free solo,
Yeah.
three groups. So, and not only on this album, on almost all my albums, I have this. But then it sounds more adventurous, little bit more like random, but it still sounds fine because it's a part of the bigger structure.
Yeah. And I want to ask you about this photo behind me. This is actually from one of the photos.
Yeah.
I'll move out of the way so everyone else can
Yes,
see.
yes, yes, of course. The-
Where was this? Was this like in the studio so you like took a picture in front of it, or was this
no,
in...
no, no. This is in ABBA Museum. There's ABBA Museum in Stockholm.
Hmm.
And that's my song copy museum. We went there, and there is this panel. I mean, how do you call it? It's a big, big like thing, and there's a that photograph of the ABBA, that what you see, and there is a bench in front of it. So I sat on that bench, and my husband made that made that photo. So I think it's cool.
Well, it looks like you're having fun. I didn't know there was a museum. I feel like I should know that. I love ABBA, but
Yeah, yeah, and this is a very, very nice museum. If you ever go to Stockholm, make sure you go there because it's there's so much information there about ABBA, and there's a music like sounding, and there are like videos, and there's like all those things that they had. I mean, the rooms made like what would be their room?
hmm
Yeah, so it's very interesting. And a lot of people there, just it's very, very busy
yeah.
actually. So people still pay tribute to ABBA, and ABBA was one of my experiments when I was young. It was like that pop music, and I didn't have. We did, of course, growing in Moscow. We had very, very restricted
hmm
pool of what comes from the West, the like the Cold War West, the bad countries,
Yeah.
enemy countries. So you see, basically, we didn't have everything, but still, people would copy, and it was like illegal, of course, things. But they would spread the tapes. Um, uh, exchange them. So even though it was not sold in the stores, it was not really allowed. We did hear, we did
Yeah.
hear, not everything, but a lot, a lot. So I heard ABBA, and yeah, always like their melodies. I thought they were very. To me, it was the most attractive
hmm
in them. Their bold melodies, and of course the vigor. They just those shows uh,
Yeah.
were like really impressive. So it's not like my favorite music. I would not, but it's something that I really appreciated as a part of different styles. And
hmm
of course, Sweden. They are Swedish, and this, if I do album about Sweden, how can I miss the ABBA?
Yeah.
I couldn't miss it.
Yeah. You definitely don't want to miss that.
No.
So I have one question left about the album. Are there any like reoccurring emotions or life experience that helped shape this album?
Yeah, well, you mean emotions? What kind of emotions? Just emotions, or
Yeah, like any sort of emotions or a life experience
yeah,
that helped
yeah,
you create it.
yeah. Well, definitely because, but it's about landmarks. It's about places that are pretty well known, except like Storander Natural Reserve. Probably no one knows about it except people who live there, and like Rimbo. And there's a city, small city. Close to that Storander Natural Reserve, and I have a sunrise in Rimbo, so I don't think even Swedes know about Rimba that much. It's just a very small city. well, so Stockholm, of course, is very known, but there are some smaller places. Unfortunately, we never went to Sweden in the winter, which would be very interesting. And
Very
also,
cool.
very cool. And also in the north, where you could see the northern lights, and
Oh yeah.
we could not go because it's always like traveling from United States in the winter is not good idea,
Yeah.
because when the inclement weather conditions arise, you won't go anywhere. So
Yeah.
that's why kind of like it's very dangerous to plan anything like that going to Europe in the winter. But of course, I don't have the winter trucks, but uh, all the trucks are connected to very pretty much known places which we visited, and
hmm
that's I did not write music about anything that I haven't seen. For example, I didn't write like Northern Lights track because I haven't been witnessing it myself.
Well, sounds like that's a good idea for the next track. You have to at least see them.
Yeah, well, maybe I don't know. Yeah, that would be cool. But like I say, it's not easy to travel
Yeah.
with the nature.
Well, for anyone who's interested in checking out this album, the great thing is you guys don't have to wait. I'll link everything below, so it makes it super easy. It is from LNH Production and it's already out. And here's a copy of the album if you guys want to see what it looks like. And I want to thank you so much for taking your time for doing this interview.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Like I sell everything on Bandcamp. So Bandcamp has physical and digital, of course. And in America, whoever is interested could just buy any of my albums on Bandcamp.
I will put that down below too, so no one has any excuse.
Well, and Alex, thank you so much. I was looking forward to talking to you, and so thank you for your the opportunity to actually because you're the people who follow your YouTube channel and other channel, other places, they probably listen also to metal, or so that's for me. This is very exciting to actually, if they gonna try some of my music and see if they like that one, because it's not the, something that they would listen all the time.
Well, I loved it. I think it was very relaxing and especially, like when you're getting ready for bed, just listen to it. Like I loved it. Like the fact that someone like composed it, like that you brought all of this up, I'm like, that's amazing to me.